Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to show us how we can do all of these beautiful things in Power BI. Just come along with me. Let me show you how to get this done. So for that, I'm just going to open a new page so we do all of these things over again. Okay, so now I would open a new page and I would just name this new. Right, okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I would come to Google, and this is where I got my star from. Okay, so this is the website emojicombos.com star rating, and all I did was copy this. So when I copy it, I just came to my dictionary, my notepad. So I'm going to open a new page in my notepad. I'm just going to paste this in. And basically, all I want to do now is just to copy this 1 star. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to paste 1 star, right? Then I'm going to paste it here as the 2 stars twice. I'm coming down, pasting it as 3 stars, right? I'm coming down, pasting it as what? 4 stars. And I'm coming back, pasting it as 5 stars. Since we want our reviews are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the next thing I want to do is come here and take the empty one. I'll copy it and then I will come here and paste it, to complete the 5. So this is 5. This is to complete the remaining 5. Okay. So this is what I have. So this one is going to be here. We're going to come and copy it soon. I'm just going to delete this. And the next thing I want to do now is to go back to my Power BI. I want to go get the data, right? And I don't want to import it as CSV or anything. So I'm just going to go to my Excel because I wrote this data by myself. So I'm just going to come here. But I'm going to give you, this will be in CSV format in the description link below. So you can decide to, import it if you want. So I'm just going to copy this, enter data, and I'll name this name. So come here and I'll paste all my data. So now I've pasted my data set. Okay, so now I have my data. The next thing I'm going to do is just to load it in. So we're just going to rename this. So this is our rating table. In our rating table, we have name and the rating number. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now is to get the average rating. Okay, so for that average rating, we're going to come here and write a new measure. So it's just basically the average of the rating. Okay, so we're just going to name this average rating. And this is going to be average. And we're going to go to our sales, our rating table and get the rating here. Okay, and we're just going to hit enter. Okay. Now we can see our average rating here. So the next thing we want to do now, to implement the star rating itself, using the stars. So for the star rating, what we need to do is just come back to create a new measure here. Now a new measure is opened. So what we're going to do is just, star rating. We're just going to use the measure and we're going to create a variable, and we'll call this variable what? Average. Let's use average rating. And this average rating will be equals to the average rating that we've already, gotten. So this is our average rating, okay? So I'm just going to use that. And then what we're going to return, shift and enter to go to the next line. So we're going to return switch true, right? So we want to know if this is true, you switch to it. So we're going to use the switch, and we're going to say true. Okay, so now we're going to use the comma. Switch true if our average rating, which is this particular variable that we've created now, if the average rating This is it. If the average rating is less than or equals to 1, we want to have the star that we used. So I'm just going to put this. Let us go and get that star, which is in our notes here. Look at the 1 star. So I'm just going to copy this. So if this is 1, I want this to show, right? Can you see? So I'm going to close the quote now. I'm going to use a comma, come down. If the average rating is 2, I want the other one. So I'm just going to come here and copy my second rating and I will paste it. So this is what I'm going to keep doing till I get the 5 of them. Okay, so let me just do that. So here we have it, guys. Now we're just going to hit enter. So now we can see that we have our star rating right here. Okay, so let us just go and view this. So the first thing we're going to do is bring in this card and we're just going to see what our average rating is. Our average rating is 3, so 3 out of 5. Okay, let's quickly format this. We're just going to hit on this right here and we're going to make the decimal place 1. Okay, so this is what we want. The next thing we want to do is to come to format your visual here, turn off the category label, come to general, turn on the title, and just say what? Average rating. So we want to make this align in the middle, and this is what we have. All right, great. So now the next thing is to get another card. Now let's get another card. So this is where we'll visualize our star. So let's just bring in the star here. And you can see this is 3 stars, the same thing. So I will just come here and turn off the category label and also make this transparent because we're going to be putting this. Okay, so we're just going to turn off the background so it's transparent. We're also going to come here and turn off the background so it's transparent. Right, so we're just going to push this aside. The next thing we want to do is to come to insert, come to your shape and get a rounded rectangle. So this is just going to be here. This is where everything will be. So come to style and let's give it the color we had, which is this color. We're going to turn off the borderline and we're going to make the roundedness reduce a bit. So let's leave it at 9. Okay, so that's not bad. So the next thing we want to do, we're just going to push this in here. So now this is average rating. Let me just arrange this a bit. Okay, so because I brought this last, I'm just going to go align it and send it to the back. So send to back. Now I can see my average rating. Great. So this is average rating. And let's go get our star. And this is what the star looks like. So this is the first one. Now we can see our average rating by our star, which is what we have right here. Can you see? This is exactly what we have right here. So next thing to do, let us create this particular visual, okay? So for this one, we're going to open up our Power Query editor. So come to transform data. So when we come to our transform data, this rating is in numerics, right? It's a whole number. So it cannot serve for the y-axis. So we have to find something that is in text that can serve as the y-axis, all right? So what we're going to do in this case is just to right-click and duplicate this column. Once we duplicate it, I'm just going to name it rating 2 and hit enter. And then I'll right-click again, change type, come to text, and this will serve us as what? A text. So we are done here. So we're going to go close and apply this. All right, as you can see, we have our second rating. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is let me just come and take this. So copy and paste, and we're just going to put it down here. Okay, so this will be where we'll have that big, beautiful thing. Right. So for this one, I'm going to come reduce the roundedness. Okay, 5 is fine. So next thing we want to do now, we want to get a chart, a bar chart, right? So once we get the bar chart, we're going to use what? Our text for rating and the number of rating. So we can see 3 was rated the most, but this is not arranged at all. We have like it's arranged from the highest to the lowest, but we don't want it like that. We want it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of that. So we're just going to come here and we're going to sort this axis, and we're sorting it by what? By this. Okay, so if you also look, this is coming out as sum of rating, and we don't want it as sum of rating. So we're just going to come here, right click it, and we want it as what? The count. Okay. All right, great. So now we can say this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can leave it like this if you want. It depends on how you want it, honestly. But if you don't want it like this, you can also come here and sort the axis on ascending. Okay, so now you will see it's coming up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now let us just format this and make it look a lot better. So come to format your visual. To the y-axis, we're going to turn off the value, we're going to turn off the title, and for the x-axis, we're going to do the same thing as well. Turn off the value and the title. All right. Now we're going to come to bars. We're going to change the color to our color. Great. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to turn on the data label. So we're going to come to general lastly and turn off the title because we don't want any of these. All right. Then the next thing we want to do is come back to visual, come to your bars, come to your bar, come to your layouts, and then the space between the bar, we want to have more space between the bar. So something like this is going to work just fine. So now we're just going to keep this aside, okay? The next thing we want to do is to get like a table. So let's get this table. So now we have the table. Let's get our star rating, which is 3, and we want to see it by what? Our rating, which is basically what this is right here. Okay, so now we have this. Let's expand it. Now let us go format this. We're going to come here, come to values, and make this a lot bigger so we can see it. Okay, so let's use like 20. All right, 20 is not bad. Maybe we should reduce this because it has to be in tandem with this. Okay, 16 is not bad. All right, so the next thing we want to do, we want to go to grid and turn off any grid we have on. We're going to, let's see if there is, okay, we don't want any border color, which is this blue. So I'm just going to make it to white. So it's going to ease into the background. The next thing we want to do is to come to values, and this alternate background color, we don't want it. We want everything white. So we're just going to click white, and you see everything here is white. Now, coming to the column header, we don't want the column header. So we're just going to do what? Make the text color white. So it just eases into the background as well. All right. Then the next thing is the total. We don't want total. All right. So we're just going to turn off the values for the total. So you can see we don't have anything here again showing aside from what? This. So we're just going to push this in here. We're going to work meticulously now. Oh, we're not just pushing it. We have to change this to white. So let's come to style. Let's make this white. Now, the fill color, okay, the border is turned off. Let us go get shadow. And we're going to get the shadow of the color we are working with, which is this shade of purple. Now, I want the shade of purple to be on both sides, not just on the bottom right, as you can see here. So I'm going to just copy and paste this. Now I have 2 things. I'm just going to put it directly on top. And for this topmost one, I'm going to come here and say what? Left, top left, because this is top right. So top left is this side. because now we have this side, so we want this side. All right, so that's the idea. So now you can see we have on both sides. Okay, so I'm just going to come back here and get my star rating. So I'm going to also come here and then, oh, there's a problem. We have to push this backward. Okay, so let's click on it and we're just going to come to format, send to backward, and we're going to send it to back. All right. So I'm going to push this here and I'm going to come and get this. And as you can remember, we are working with 1 to 5, not 5 to 1. So I'm just going to push this in and make sure it stays, on each side where it's supposed to stay. So can you see what is happening here? So for this, I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to do what? Make it come forward. So come to format and bring to front. So everything is what? Sense. And now you can see we have our what? Our star rating and the bar showing the count. Okay. So this is beautiful now. The next thing you want to do is you can get a text box and put the title you want to put. So just going to drag the text box here. Of star rating. So this is the second one and we're almost done. So now coming to the third visual. This is our third visual, guys, which is the table that literally shows you everybody by name. Okay, so let's go do that. So now we're just going to come here, get a table, and yes, we're going to populate it right now. So let's just move this table. So what we are going to populate it with is the name, which is the first thing. Now we have the name and we want to have what? The average star rating. You can decide to first put the ratings and then put the average star rating. Can you see? Is this not beautiful? So you can see that for this particular ones, it is being what? It is being estimated. So once you have 4.5 is estimated as 5. Once you have 1.5 is estimated as 2. Once you have 2.5 is estimated as 3. Okay, so you can decide to have the average rating and then star rating, or you can decide to have just the star rating. So let us format this particular one. So come to format your visual. So for the border line, for the border color, let's make it this color since that's the color we're working with. And the next thing we want to do is to come to values and increase the font size. So let's say 15. Let's see what 15 looks like. All right, this is not bad. Let's change this alternate color. Let's change this alternate color to our color. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. I don't know if you guys like this, then by all means, if you don't, you can as well change it to, the gray color. All right. So the next thing we want to do is to turn off the total. Yeah, that should go. And we're going to come to the column header and make it 20 so we can see that better. So I'm just going to expand this. All right, then come to your grid. Come to your grid. Let us make this grid color a bit darker. Okay, so for our vertical grid line, let's see if we should turn it on. So now we have our vertical grid line turned on, and this is what it basically looks like. So you can format this however way you want to. All right. So guys, I decided to try out the colors again, and I think I'll just leave it like this for the sake of this video. Okay. So this is what everything is. So if you enjoyed this video, do subscribe and like the video, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye for now.